Hello everyone, welcome to the Cool Factor. This thing looks still pretty cool. That's the N-1 Starfighter from Mandalorian. That's the set number 75325, and it has a lot of flaws. And honestly, if you ask me, it looks great, but for the price, it could have been better. We have 412 pieces, set number 75325, and 4 minifigures, or should I say 2 minifigs and 2 micro characters. The box art is that resembling of the hangar in the Tatooine on one of the episodes of The Mandalorian, so it works pretty well for that ship. And overall the shot is pretty attractive. You can also see some of that Tatooine Mos Espa, I believe, in the background. Now that manual is really nothing to be proud of. It just looks bad. The box art, the manual, the box art, the manual. It's not cool. I don't like that change. I know LEGO is trying to be sustainable, trying to match the packaging, all that, maybe use less ink, but many fans were just kind of acknowledging that this looks like a cheap fan-made render. Nothing really worth of a, global company LEGO set. If you ask me, those manuals will just make it easier for me to recycle them. I like to keep nice manuals. I don't find them nice whatsoever. I believe most fans will agree that the N1 looks decent. It captures the one from the Mandalorian show very well, and also, the N1s were pretty cool things from Phantom Menace to begin with. As much as we loved Jar Jar and pod racing, the N1s were a cool thing, really and truthfully. The ship is a very slick design. There is a rubbery tailpiece at the very end, and followed by a set of black tubes, which create a little bit of that sleek look, kind of like a makeshift do-it-yourself. It's also like a piece you can kind of move, which is a cool design in my opinion. That piece here is the one that was used in the DeLorean model for the first time we've seen it, that was making up the shape of the hood in the front. And we have also 2 canopies, a place for Grogu of course, and the main pilot Din Djarin. And some of these makeshift kind of rusty elements in yellow contrasting the gray. Lots of cool things, but yeah, there are some things that I don't really like about it. For example, this part, it seems like a missing piece. Don't you guys think could have used maybe a slope, a 1x2 just to cover that up? But maybe that just adds to that kind of rusty, dilapidated look. I just don't like that part. Also, we get exposed studs on both sides of the wings, which I really don't like that as well. It seems kind of like it's unfinished. Maybe that was the desired look, because that's kind of how the ship is in the episode. But still, it really shows in the set. I will comment the engine design. For the looks, it looks cool. The gribbling is actually asymmetrical for both engines, so they're a little bit different on each side. That circular piece in the front is, I've never seen that one before, so really works here very well. Those bullhorn pieces, those Technic pieces in here, they actually kind of make the whole shape. They're a bit weird to assemble. It's an interesting part here, so we're gonna have to find that out. There's a lightsaber hilt, a little bit of a fin piece, and extra pieces for the thruster to make up the look. So really gives you that do-it-yourself mechanical kind of restoration look. There is a single sticker used here. As you can see, there are actually just 3 stickers in this entire set, but something I will point out right away as I'm talking about the engines: wobbly, play, lots of play. And actually you can't grab the set by the engines, because that's gonna happen. You can easily take them off, way too easily, for a set that's supposed to be playable and swooshable. That's not a cool thing. Oh, and notice that thing in the back? Yeah, that's exactly what happened also in the very beginning of this video. And the booster falls off every time. It's held only by 4 studs in the most fragile element of the ship. So if you wanna swoosh it, you're naturally gonna hold it here. You're gonna even push your hand against it, and it's gonna fall apart. This is just not good for a swooshable set meant for younger Star Wars fans. The tail is actually stronger than even the middle section of the ship, so you can kind of grab it like that. You can kind of grab it like that. It's okay. You can grab it by the wings. It's gonna be just fine, but just don't touch this at all. Which is a shame, because the booster itself is a pretty cool design. You have some interesting technical usage here. It's just there should have been an axle that goes longer away from this and connects somehow to the bottom of the ship. Like there should be a Technic connector there, but it's, in this case, it's just super fragile and completely out of place. Speaking of out of place, also no landing gear. So how am I supposed to display the set? There is no stand. There is There is some connection points in there, so you can kind of maybe do a custom stand and use those holes at the bottom of the hull to use it. But yeah, it's just super not easy to display whatsoever. There is no way to nicely put it on an angle or just have it on the shelf with some clearance to the actual shelf. There are two functions I like. There is a storage space here, so you can store Mando's backpack, and not much else there. It's just not a lot of space. So also a perk, also the lightsaber hilt and the dark saber for the Mando can also be stored here. But something I don't like is that there is no space to store the ammo for the spring loader. It's just there's not enough space there to kind of place it there. So you end up with 3 extra ammo pieces that you don't have anything to do with. I do like how the spring loader mechanism is hidden. It's basically that turbocharger thing that sits on top of the engine just like it would on a muscle car, is engaging the trigger for the spring loader, which is basically a centralized launcher beneath the hull. That element is your second sticker of the set, and the third one is just a little console in the cockpit. So that's actually a part I really like. The design of the cockpit is solid for just that small size. Of course, Grogu gets his own canopy, just a little jumper piece here to place him properly, so I also like that. But one thing I don't like is that the cockpits have to close in a certain sequence to work, because if you close this like that and this like that, this is, yeah, hitting. There is no clearance. You have to go that and then that, and now it works. So something also that kind of is a little bit annoying. Now that we are here, let's complain about the minifigures. Okay, the minifigures are pretty decent actually. I like the lineup here. Oop, BD just fell off a little bit. Stand little guy, perfect. Mando comes with a jetpack, a bad rendition of the darksaber, just a super cheap approach with the black lightsaber hilt and a silver lightsaber. Totally a custom mold here, so it's another little disadvantage of this set completely. The Mando minifigure itself, Din Djarin, first gets the face for the first time, I believe. That's the first time we see actually Pedro Pascal in minifigure form. The helmet is the same, and the printing, both the front and the back, plus the arms printing, that's repeated from previous Mandalorian in Beskar armor sets, I believe, which is still a very good minifigure, and it's upgraded with the face, just single face expression and a little bit of a different skin tone. I like that. Finally, we see the actor of Pedro Pascal in minifigure form. Grogu is basically your typical Grogu, so nothing special here. You can get this guy even in a microfighter set, if you will, so there's an easier way to get him. And Peli is an exclusive minifig for this one. For me, she actually looks like, well, Sigourney Weaver from the Aliens. Totally like resemblance here, but she's a mechanic, of course, that fixes the ship and becomes the babysitter for Grogu, and also becomes a friend of Din Djarin. She comes with the Batman's pad, or the belt, not the pad, the belt, and 2 face expressions like you have seen, and a mechanics wrench. Simple, actually not that simple, but quite good hair mold. Resembles me again of Sigourney Weaver. I think it might be even the same mold that we got in the Ghostbusters set. And the BD unit. That guy has a good printing overall. It's a simple design, but this is the first time I'm seeing it. We're gonna get another one in that BD1 unit set from Lego. So this one will be, the other one will be a little different. This one has the blue markings, and it's accurate for that little guy, I would say. That's a cool little mold. But again, that is not something I would really lose sleep over or be the main point on why you should get or should not get this set. Alright, with that all out of the way, I don't think that was a very positive thinking about this set, huh? Well, it has, I think I have a good reason to kind of be a little bit more critic about it. It felt rushed and all that, but for conclusions, I'm gonna get back to the studio and talk to you about it. As much as I would love to love this set, I can't. Honestly, I can't. It has good looks, but it falls apart and falls short in so many other areas. The pricing is going up across the board for Lego, but I still feel that the sets can be good value, and I'm just disappointed to see that some of them are becoming overpriced and not really delivering. And sometimes they feel rushed in design, just like this one. It could be so much better, honestly, especially that we had the things Like this, that is a $50 set from a different franchise, but has a stand, has better looks, more integrity, just cooler design, and less known because it's not Star Wars. But it kills this guy in value, absolutely decimates it. So unless you really want an N1, I honestly wanted to have one because I don't have the old Anakin's N-1 Starfighter, and I love the Mandalorian show, and seeing this for the first time in the show was like a wow moment. And then the BD Droid, also a big wow moment, a little connection to the Jedi Fallen Order, which even though he is not really an exclusive minifigure here, and still you get Mando and Grogu, and an N1 that really could have been so much better. In my opinion, falls short in a lot of ways. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. There are other videos here if you wanna check out, and of course, subscribe and like always. It was Mike, and I'll see you next time on The Cool Factor. Peace out, bye.